Hi, welcome back to the Adventures of Dementia Man. I'm Heather.
And I'm Mark.
What are we talking about today, Mark?
We're talking about our holiday to the Mumbles in Swansea.
We went away the weekend before last, didn't we?
It did.
Just had a long weekend away. And how was it?
Fantastic.
It was a nice time.
Really did.
It was really good.
Yeah, it really was.
Yeah. And if you don't know the geography of Wales that well, and there's no reason that you particularly should, Mumbles is on the south coast. If you look on the map for Swansea, you'll see it's at the west end of Swansea Bay, and it's just at the entrance to the Gower Peninsula, which is an area of outstanding natural beauty. Absolutely lovely area, particularly when it stops raining, which it sometimes does in Wales.
It does, yes.
And we had a good time.
It's great. It really was.
So I'm going to show you some of our pictures.
Yeah.
Tell you a little bit about them. And then we'll all meet back here at the end for a debrief. So this first picture here is Mumbles Pier. It's an old Victorian pier. You can see that it's at night. It's quite atmospheric.
It really was, yes, especially in the dark, as it were, I think.
And then this takes us on to the next day when we travelled around onto the Gower Peninsula and we went to Rossley Bay, which is a lovely, sweeping, beautiful beach at the end of the Gower Peninsula.
It is, yes.
And as we walked along the path on the cliff top, you can just see in the distance Worm's Head, which is, a semi-island again, jutting out into the sea. Getting a bit nearer there. Had nice weather that day, didn't we?
We did, yes, yeah.
There you can see a little bit more clearly. And the interesting thing about Worm's Head is that you can go over the causeway to the little island, but you have to be very careful because you can only really access it properly at very low tide. And it was the first time ever, I think, that I'd got there and it was clear to walk across, so we decided to go.
We certainly did, it was, yeah.
Oh look, there's you coming down the hill towards the causeway.
Yeah, that was fun.
You'll like this one, Mark. This is when we'd gone over the causeway.
Yes.
We'll talk about that in a minute.
Yeah.
And we were on the little island itself. Explain what we've got in the picture.
Well, what we got in the picture are three little, what are they called again? I knew I was going to forget that. Seals.
Seals, yeah, exactly.
Yeah, and it was just amazing to see, and we were quite high up, so it was great to look down on them, really, because we weren't really annoying them, I wouldn't have thought, but it was, just a fantastic thing to see, because I didn't think I'd ever see ones in the wild, as it were.
No, we've seen seals in the zoo occasionally, but I had no idea that seals came that far around the South Wales coast. So we were amazed. We were lucky that somebody on the way over told us to go and look out for the seals. Here's a little video clip of them. So this picture here, you can see a bit more clearly the causeway that we'd walked across to get onto the island. And you can actually see how rocky it is here. It was crazy.
It was at times, yeah. But it was good because we were able to sort of work things out. And if you've got dementia, then it's a good thing to do. Try and work things out.
You had to kind of work out where to put your foot next.
Yes, yeah.
Keep your balance. Good for the core strength, definitely.
Yeah, indeed. So it's all fun.
Actually, it doesn't look very far, but because it was such tricky walking, it took us about an hour to get across, didn't it? Yeah. So we weren't there for very long. We were about half an hour before we were able to walk. Before we had to walk back because of the tide. But yeah, that was nice. So then we walked back towards Rossley Beach, and these are pictures of Rossley Beach.
Beautiful.
Yeah, this is an old shipwreck that you can still see to this day on the beach, the wreck of the Helvetia. You can look that up if you want to know more about it. There's you on the beach, Mark.
Again, yes. And there's the bit there.
And a bit of the wreck.
Yes, a bit like me. And oh, look.
And this is where we went in the evening after all that, because we did a long walk and it was obviously quite hard climbing. So in the evening we went to the Gower Brewery tap room and tested some beers.
We did, yes. You know, we worked hard, hadn't we? So we thought we'd have a go at that. And it was very good.
They were nice, weren't they?
They were really nice.
Really nice beers, yeah.
Yeah.
And then the next day we set off back through Mumbles, and this picture just shows you the little streets. It obviously was a little fishing village originally, and you can get some of the character looking at that. So there's the pier actually in daytime.
Yes, indeed. You actually see it better, I think. Or it looks better.
This day was a little bit more cloudy, and it was a little bit more the weather was a bit more temperamental. I want to show you this one. Oh, yes, there's me by the apple. There's a clearer one of the apple there.
There's a story about that, isn't there?
There is a story about that. So I was amazed that the apple was still there, because when I was a child, I used to come on school trips. And they used to let us go to the apple to buy sweets, which is what you bought from the apple in those days. So that was funny. And then here's some more of the sea. So we walked around the coast a fair bit on that particular day. And so we're just going to show you a few more of our photos. And yeah, hope you enjoy them. If you don't like looking at photos, look away now. But we had a good time. We'll see you back here in a minute.
Yes.
So those were a few of our holiday pictures. Hope you enjoyed looking at those. It really is a lovely area, and if you ever get the chance to go, you definitely should try.
I would say so, yeah.
And you haven't got to do the mad things that we did, scrambling over the rocks. There's lots of lovely gentle walks.
Yeah. No.
You liked when we sat on the beach, didn't you?
I did. Well, there was a small beach, and it was just quite idyllic in a way, because there weren't many people there at all. A few dogs, of course, which is good. But it was just so calm, and it was just pleasant.
It's nice because there's lots of little coves. So there's big beaches that are quite touristy, but there's lots of little coves that you can just walk along the coast path or go by car in a lot of cases and just explore. So what did you think about the trip in general, Mark? Were there any problems particularly?
I don't think so, actually. Nothing comes to mind really. Probably wouldn't anyway. But I don't think there was really. Everything seemed to work well, didn't it? The hotel was very good.
Yeah, it was nice.
Yeah, and not a lot of people around, and they were all very pleasant. So,
And the highlight was really seeing the seals.
It was, yeah.
Yeah. We have put other pictures up on our Instagram, so if you want to follow us there, you'll see some more Adventures of Dementia Man. But yeah, I think that's all we wanted to show you for today.
Yes,
isn't it?
yeah. Hope you enjoyed it.
Yeah, we'll see you soon for another video.
Certainly will.
Bye for now.
Bye bye.